Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Today we would like to talk about the massive structure which Karnataka is planning to build on the Cauvery River, Mekedatu Dam, on a whopping 9,000 to 15,000 crore project. And it is in the midst of all the geopolitical controversies. So, right now, the Karnataka chief minister has changed, and the first thing he tells is to stop water to Tamil Nadu. So, it is like a big controversy. So I would like to understand the details as to what is the actual probably the thought process behind this project, because the central government has not given the nod, but they are doing a Bhumi Puja for the same project, and till now, I think there was another government which is ruling. We haven't had much of these river disputes in the last 5 years. Sometimes it pops up, but then it is controlled. But now it has become a big issue, and the chief minister has gone to Delhi, given a letter. And going into the details of this particular dam, they are telling this is because we want to give drinking water to Bangalore. It is in 10 million people are in need of that drinking water, and they need 4 TMs of drinking water for Bangalore. But the project is so enormous that it is 15 times more than that number. It is almost 66. Uh, it is almost 66 TMC feet of drinking water, and this is the last territory which comes into Tamil Nadu without any obstruction. So, what it means to the farmers in Tamil Nadu, that if water is controlled during drought, nobody is ready to trust the other state when it comes to being fair in terms of river water. And your thoughts on this overall issue? Is it just for a political reason, or is it really a vision of Karnataka to provide water in the long term? What do you feel this is all about?
See, Tamil Nadu and Karnataka have been on loggerheads for a long time on this Cauvery river water sharing. So it has become Cauvery river water dispute. You should go into the history a little bit to understand the issue. In good old days, about a century or 150 years back, it was Mysore state ruled by Mysore Maharaja, and this was Madras presidency directly ruled by the British. So there were areas in India which were ruled by the princely states, and there were areas which were directly ruled by the British government. But those which are ruled by the princely states also were technically under the control of British government only, because they used to have a regent or a governor or regent posted there. But the Maharaja of Mysore or such like kings or princely states, they had their own autonomy. This river water of Kaveri was even then an issue. And there were two treaties which were signed between the Mysore state and the Mysore princely state and the Madras presidency uh, way back in 1872 and 1924, I think. I may be wrong in the exact year. So what has happened is, based on that, those treaties were valid up to 1974. Uh, Karnataka always felt that they have not been given a fair share, and that the princely state of Mysore was overwhelmed by the British, Madras presidency, and they got an unfair deal. So the moment that treaty lapsed in 1974, they went to Supreme Court and the litigation started. Now, once the litigation started, then the Supreme Court said that you constitute a Cauvery River Water Tribunal. Then they gave a final award in 2018, allocating various amounts of water for the various beneficiaries of Cauvery River. That includes Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and and what you call as Kerala and Pondicherry. So, what the Supreme Court verdict was that Tamil Nadu should get 404 TMC, Karnataka should get 284.75, Kerala should get 30 TMC, and Puducherry 7 TMC. There were other adjustments also, that about 4.75 TMC of water should go to Bangalore for drinking purposes. So there was a provision, and this award of the Supreme Court is valid till 2033, and again it can be reviewed at that time. Now, Mekedatu finds place in this narrative as the last dispute which has emerged, because before that there are many dams already in Cauvery. The most famous being Krishnaraj Sagar Dam. It is mostly for agriculture purposes. Way back in 1932 it was made. Then there is Kabini Dam, and there are other that is in the tributaries. Then there is Hemavati. There are other dams in various tributaries which the Karnataka has already built. The Mekedatu is a very you would say strategically interesting and strategically divisive project. Reason being, Mekedatu is the word denotes a goat sleep. I think it is in Kannada that the Mekedatu is a goat sleep. So the Kaveri passes through a very narrow path, very narrow path. It is as if from this side to that side a goat can jump, and the mighty Kaveri is going through that. So a very ideal location for constructing a dam, no doubt about it, and that is why they have probably chosen that place. But the interesting part is that it is just about 4 kilometers from Tamil Nadu border.
Correct. Yes.
4 kilometers from Tamil Nadu border. If you see, a river basically flows through gravity, and from a high altitude it flows into the ocean. That is simple common sense. And the part of Kaveri which flows within Karnataka up to Hogenekal, that is where the transition takes place, is all fairly steeper in gradient, little bit mountainous, and the flow is faster. Then as it enters Tamil Nadu, it enters the plain, and the first barrier is Mettur Dam, and then you have the Grand Anaikat. Grand Anaikat is interesting because this was built some 1200 years back.
Correct.
Now, what was the vision at that time is unimaginable, and it was made out for only irrigation purposes. So much so that there were distributing canals which originated from this Grand Anaikat, and they used to go right up to villages, right up to villages. The precision or hydraulic precision was so high that the small channels or the canals, if they are half closed, then one village will not get water, the other village will get water.
Okay.
So that level of genius and vision they had, and even today it is serving the purpose after 1200 years. Whereas we are very short sighted. Now, this Mekedatu Dam is a huge project. As you said, about 9,000 to 12 or 13,000 crores is envisaged for this project, and about 400 megawatts of electricity is also to be generated, and the drinking water of Bangalore is going to be solved through this. That is what they are saying, and it is all just 4 kilometers away from our border, from the Tamil Nadu border. Now, if that be the case, effectively the entire control of Kaveri will be with Karnataka. If they want to stop the water, they can stop the water. If they want to allow the water, they can allow the water. There is no doubt about that. Mekedatu is a paradigm shift in the entire situation. Now, what did Tamil Nadu do? Tamil Nadu immediately went to Supreme Court. In 2025, Supreme Court said, let them do the technical analysis, let them do the feasibility study, etc. But it is too premature. Again, in 2026, also the Supreme Court said that it is too premature for us to intervene. Now, this is a thing which I am not able to understand, that when will it become mature for a judicial intervention? But the larger question which arises is, Why should judiciary always intervene? Why should judiciary intervene in such things? Why is it that government of Tamil Nadu, government of Karnataka, and government of India, these three major governments, why don't they sit and talk it out and finish it? Because just because Supreme Court is apolitical and Supreme Court doesn't belong to Congress or BJP or any other political party, they are called upon to intervene every time. Like Ram Janmabhoomi, they had to come and intervene. For every major thing, if the Supreme Court pronounces a verdict, then it has a little bit of, it has a overreaching agreement with all parties. Now, why is it that this project, if it is of importance, why can't Tamil Nadu government, Karnataka government, and the government of India in Delhi, they devise a method by which they solve this whole issue? Probably Mekedatu Dam can benefit Tamil Nadu also. It can benefit Karnataka also. It can be made into a project of synergy, provided in the lean period, whenever water is not there, whenever the seasons when there is less rainfall, correct, or there is less water flow, then Tamil Nadu should not suffer. The problem is not of the years. When you asked why is in last 5 years there is not much of a dispute, the reason is very simple. Monsoons were adequate, flow was good. In fact, there were flood-like situations in few years back. So nobody can hold the water in Karnataka or even in Tamil Nadu before it reaches the sea if the flow is very high. Now the question is, when the flow is not good, when the monsoons fail, at that time what are we doing? At that time what are we doing? Why are we not preparing for the exam much before? Why are we cramming up only at the last fortnight? Now, why don't we sit across and solve the issues through technology and engineering for a scenario when there is no, or when there is very reduced rainfall on those years? The statistics somehow is available for this river for last 150 years or so or more. Every bit of statistics available in terms of flow, in terms of flow in various segments, everything is available. So it is a question of sitting and designing models. Take the worst case scenario of let us say 3 continuous years rainfall has failed. Then how do we manage and how do we share? Why don't we sit and do it? Now the larger question comes, we can sit and do it. The reason why we don't sit and do it is not because it is not possible through by technology or by engineers or by water managers or people like them. It is because of politics. And politics governs every walk of our nation. Everything. The moment the first visit of our chief minister to Delhi and meeting prime minister, he talks about Mekedatu, that it should be stopped. I think the first meeting of the Karnataka CM also may be the same, that we should be allowed to build. Now, this being the mindset of the two governments, it becomes very difficult. And politically, it is very easy to whip up the feelings of masses. People who are not having knowledge and people who are not directly affected, people who don't understand the intricacies of the issue, they all come to the street. Last time, the entire film community, from Tamil Nadu, and the film community from Karnataka, they all sat on one day fast or something like that. Now, if you whip up the feelings of masses, then solution becomes very difficult. There are certain aspects of Mekedatu which can benefit both, provided a framework of operating the dam is agreed upon. Now, suppose it is, I'm just giving food for thought. Many of my talks in the podcast, many people have written the comment, very naive. I would love to be naive only, and I would love to be called naive, because the great wise people have brought this whole situation upon themselves. and they are all great people. Now let us think in simple terms. Simple terms is, it is a project which can hold the water to such an extent. I think 60 TMC or
66.
66
TMC
TMC
feet.
of water. A reservoir of about 5,000 hectares will be created, and a possibility of about 400 megawatts is also planned. For producing 400 megawatts of electricity, you require huge storage. I don't know whether this 400 is for all full year, all the times of the year, or only some parts of the year. I do not
You're
know.
saying an underground facility for creating electricity.
Yeah, that is always there. The pump house and
Correct.
the turbine, everything is kept in the underground, and through a shaft, the water is impeller, the water is pumped onto that turbine. Those are all normal technical things for how the water is generated. But for creating 400 megawatts of electricity, you require huge amount of water and availability of huge amount of water all through the season. If that be the case, it is very easy to model through computers. You have got AI and all. You build the dam through AI. You have all the data of
Simulations. Yeah.
you simulate and construct the dam in through AI, simulate the entire thing, study it when the rainfall is of different quantums in various years. Then you study if for 3 years or 4 years the rainfall fails. Then what will happen? What will happen if rainfall is in excess? What will happen to various parts of Tamil Nadu? How much the gate should be opened? Now, if Mekedatu is in the exclusive control of Karnataka state government, then definitely it is susceptible to political interference. Whereas water is a resource which is not political. It is a essential resource for humans and as well as animals, and
Correct.
so it has to be viewed differently. It cannot be viewed in this manner. Politicizing water is like weaponizing water. That's not done. And that's not done should be told maybe by the central government, maybe by both the state governments. For narrow political ends, if you keep on doing this and keep the public, what you call as ignorant, and keep on whipping up their feelings, then it is very difficult.
Correct.
I mean, can't there be a consensus in anything? It is just 4 kilometers away, and you want to create a huge dam, which will definitely, it is the last place where even the last tributary which is coming from northwest of Karnataka, that also comes and joins the Cauvery somewhere near that. I am forgetting the name.
Arkavati.
Arakavati tributary also comes and joins near that place. The project is after that. That means entire river of Cauvery will be blocked. I am not saying that it should not be blocked, or if it is blocked, then the purpose of it should benefit everybody. Everybody. The reservoir and the water reservoir should be available for Tamil Nadu, should be available for Bengaluru, should be available for Kerala and Pondicherry in a manner that is equitable and just. It need not be always that Supreme Court should tell. We can go to Supreme Court and tell that, my lord, we have solved this issue. So they will say, very good. They, for once, let us give them the pleasure of hearing good news that the various governments involved have themselves solved it. But again, I will sound naive. And if Supreme Court comes and gives an order, it is sophisticated. If I tell like this, it is naive. Very good. But the point is Mekedatu useful as a dam? Can it be useful for all the parties concerned? Can the water be distributed to everybody? Can power be shared? And can simulations be held in such a way that minutest point problems in the future with regard to water sharing with different rainfall patterns in different years. Can it be simulated and understood?
Okay. Got it.
Lot of points can be solved by technology, and the present technology is such that we can really recreate
Mm.
the entire possibilities, entire gamut of possibilities. You can supply, you can say that, okay, keep giving water to Bengaluru, keep this much you release for, then what happens to reservoir, what happens to power production, what happens to inflow from the river basin, the catchment area. You understand one thing, that the river basin of the entire Cauvery basin, it's all catchment area. In good old days, they were all thickly forested, and there was, the gradients were very good, and water was flowing into the river. Now all river systems are jeopardized. All river systems in India are in a mess, because the entire catchment area and the basin from which the water rainfall is coming and getting collected into the river, they are all subject to unplanned development, unplanned urbanization. Uh, it is absolutely a sad state of affairs that some rivers are even surviving.
Yeah. Mining of sand in the
Mining,
river.
all kind of things, every kind of thing which you can imagine as adverse to a river system is happening.
Right.
Now, that being the case, Kaveri is one of the worst affected.
Mm.
If you see the Krishnaraj Sagar Dam, there are so many good movies of Brindavan Garden, and also in those good old days near Trichy, you can see old Tamil
Yeah.
movies where boating, hero and heroine will be singing in
Yeah.
the boat
Correct.
in Kaveri River. Now those images and are all gone.
Correct.
Now most of the time, if you go near Trichy, it is completely dry,
Correct. Yes.
and many of the times suddenly some water will be there for few months. Another question which we should answer is, how much of water is going into the sea?
Mm.
How much of Kaveri water can you Kaveri water is going into the sea? Even that should be curtailed.
Okay.
Now, as we are studying the years of less rainfall, we should also study the years of excess rainfall.
Mm.
And are we creating enough storage? Are we creating enough methods by which this water is prevented from going into the sea wastefully?
Okay.
It is the responsibility of Tamil Nadu government also to ensure that the years of surplus, the surplus years, the water is stored.
Okay.
Water is stored, water is diverted into various canals and reservoirs. So many things they have to also plan. The reason is, invariably there will be years of surplus.
Okay.
And in years of surplus, the water will definitely flow into Tamil Nadu, whether they want it or they don't want it.
About 100 to 500 TMC of Kaveri water goes into the sea every year.
See,
So,
this has to be minimized. Now, if you see, it is saying 100 to 500. Now, 100 may be in the linear, 500 in a surplus year. We have to ensure that it is minimized. It is minimized.
but can Tamil Nadu build more dams? Because when water is not there and it's
Tamil
at
Nadu can build any amount of dams because it is a lower
lower.
riparian state. Water, once it enters Tamil Nadu, after that, no other state, maybe little bit to Puducherry,
Mm.
and Kerala is in a height above,
Correct.
I mean, higher elevation. So, Tamil Nadu is the last state,
Got it.
lower riparian state, wherein the water goes in.
So,
The
one more doubt I had is, are there any precedents in the global scenario? Like United States has so many states and multiple rivers flowing to other states, but those disputes don't flash on the news much. And there are national issues as well, like in Africa, the river of Nile has multiple
Africa has
disputes.
got, Africa has got,
How have they solved it, sir?
they have not solved it.
Okay.
They are still, the dispute is still on,
Okay.
like between Ethiopia and Egypt, if I am not wrong. Egypt had built a huge dam, the Aswan Dam, during Mr. Nasser's time, and Ethiopia later on wanted to build a dam on the same Nile in a upper riparian it is upper riparian state. Egypt is a lower one. So river flows from Ethiopia
To
to
each other.
Nile. So there is a danger that the flow into Aswan Dam will considerably reduce. The whole problem of rivers is not in a normal season.
Mhm.
It is only in the drought season. Only when the rainfalls fail.
Mhm.
Then only the problem starts. When it is surplus, I have not seen till date any project of Tamil Nadu government or Karnataka government which can ever which talks about utilizing surplus water during surplus years.
Mhm.
We are only always bothered about politicizing river water issue when it is
Drought.
drought or failed monsoon year. That time we create all this. This is a very unfortunate situation.
Mhm.
There is one more thing which I always think is that there has to be a permanent network of huge pipes for river water sharing. Why should it always be canals? Because canals have got a lot of inherent problems like evaporation and open and pilferage and things like that. Oil is being sent through pipes. Even crude oil is sent through pipes all over. Why can't
Water be done.
water be done? A network of water. This is one thing which we can river water sharing
Mhm.
or all those inter river canal construction and all can we make through it through pipes. Why can't that be thought of? Now the coming back to Mekedatu, this can become a joint project.
Mhm.
It can become a joint project of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, wherein the benefits of it can be clearly understood and it can be codified. The water angle, the power angle, and the maintenance of the dam angle, everything can become a joint project.
Mhm.
I have not seen any such thought anywhere in the press.
Mhm.
We have a new chief minister. He can make it a proposal. We need not oppose a project just because it is in another state.
Mhm.
If it is going to substantially harm us, if it is going to substantially create problems for our farmers and our larger population, then yes. But suppose we can manage it in such a way that everybody benefits,
Mhm.
including Bangalore, including Tamil Nadu, everybody, then there can be a new vision, a new possibility, a new thinking can arise. There's nothing wrong about it. If the two leaders of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka, they rise above their political pettiness and come and say that I would like to meet, let us meet and let us see how it can benefit both of us. Do you think the population will say no? No. But the same leaders, if they tell that we should do band, we should do gera, we should do this, immediately they are ready. See, the population is very driven, is very driven. If they are told to act this way, they'll act this way. If they are told to act this way, if there is a maturity shown by the leaders of both the states, and they showcase Mekedatu as a joint project,
Mhm.
a joint project for common good of both the states, and they themselves come up with a formula covering all angles, which is satisfactory to both in a give and take.
So one problem which it's on top of my mind is you said the treaty was over in 1974 or
Hmm.
1972.
74.
But after that, they went to the court, and in the 2018 or something, the judgment was given. So that is almost like 50 years.
Hmm.
So that is the speed of law probably in India. So again, if they stop the water, I think the problem with the politicians is even to release that, even to take a decision, they feel it's going to take another 50 years going to the Supreme Court. Like, how quickly can someone act if one government does not follow the word or an agreement? The
your
possibilities.
your question is interesting because it is amusing more than interesting. The reason is the first dispute, I mean, the earlier dispute took a final form with Supreme Court in 2018.
Right.
Okay. Now the next dispute is starting in 2025-24. And Supreme Court ironically says that this petition is premature. I mean, if a legal or a judicial establishment in India calls something as premature, it is the most ironical thing,
Okay.
because by the time the verdict comes, it is post mature, if there is a word like that. If there is a word like that, I don't know, but Supreme Court has said premature, but they gave a reason for that. They said we will not give a stay on the construction on the project. They said let the technical feasibility be done, let the technical aspects of it be studied, then we will see. Now there is underlying hint in, if we take it positively, there is an underlying hint in Supreme Court's uh, order. It means that try to resolve it. Try to resolve it amongst yourself. Don't keep on coming to us for every second day. Don't come to us. It's not that we don't want to sit on it, but be a mature democracy. You are both elected government. Please sit together and try to resolve it. Use the technical help. Use the technical help. That is why always a tribunal is also set up. Cauvery River Water Tribunal was set up, which will listen to this in a micro manner, because Supreme Court listens to so many other subjects. This is not the only one. We cannot engage their time completely for this. But a tribunal solely dedicated for this purpose can look into it. But the question is whether we should oppose Mekedatu because it is in Karnataka. I personally don't think so. But we should ensure that the fruits of Mekedatu reaches Tamil Nadu and Kerala and Puducherry in a equitable manner. This can be done in a spirit of cooperation. But then, can it happen?
Got it.
That is the question.